Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going through how we created this build for the In Bloom DreamSnap submission. And let's take a look real quick at the tags here. So we needed 5 elegant, 6 wondrous, bonus for foliage and delicate. This is a decor challenge that states it's time to welcome springtime vibes to the valley, create a decorative scene filled with blooming and blossoming flowers. So this is what we came up with, and I absolutely love all the colors that are in this build. I crafted like every single floral bed that I could and used a ton of different things here to give it all this color. And I can't wait to jump into it with you guys and show you what we came up with. This isn't normally my type of dream snap that I do. I'm not one to do a clutter build, but I think clutter builds with flowers aren't necessarily clutter, they're just pretty. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing we did was try to figure out where we wanted to take this photo. I knew I wanted to use the Blossom House for this build, but we ended up taking the photo over in the promenade on Eternity Isle. And with this being a decor challenge, I wanted to try to hide, obviously, as many things that fit the tags in the background as possible. That tends to be my thing that I do when it comes to decor challenges. I want to create a beautiful photo in the foreground and then hide a lot of items that maybe don't match the aesthetic that I'm going for in the background, behind homes, in different areas within the biome, or maybe in this case different elevations within the biome. And sometimes it can even cross across biomes depending on where you're at in the photo. So I usually will take a photo, see what the tags are currently, and then take additional photos to see if the tags have changed. And I noticed that going down elevation, I believe that's, I don't know what area that is in this area, what it's called at least, and then also going up in elevation both counted toward the tags. So then I started going through and putting down everything. If you're using the DreamSnap filter, the things at the top of the list are the things that match the tags the most, including bonus tags. And the further you get down on the list, the less tags it has associated with it. So I just started at the top and started Tetrising things in on the background. And that's basically what I'm doing now. It's just going through and putting in as many tags as I can. And then I'll finish off the build by actually doing the photo piece. This is just for tags. And then I started to put things as I found them through this process that I thought I might want to include in the actual foreground of the photo that you can actually see near the house or over there, so that I distinguished between items that were just for junk piling in the background where you can't see it versus items that I thought might actually go toward the build, because up until now I didn't know what I wanted it to look like. So that's basically all I'm doing here, is putting down an obscene amount of things for tags. As we'll see here, we got over 100 on one and I think over 200 on the other mandatory tag. So I went a little ham here. I didn't mean to go so hard when it came to the tags. I usually try to hit for about 100 each when it comes to decor challenges, but this week I was able to fit a lot in. Alright, and another tip with that is, if you're junk piling, if you have surfaces that you can put things on top of, like tables, side tables, end tables, anything like that, desks, to utilize that to put in things as well, and then utilizing kind of smaller items to Tetris between the bigger items. So I think that's pretty much it. I did move some things when I went back into looking at it to try to take the photo. There were some items that were peeking through, and the whole goal of this is to hide those items to where they're not visible in the foreground of the photo. So I moved out the Eve planter that we got, and ended up making it a focal point for my photo. But if I had left it there, it would just be randomly behind the blossom, which was kind of weird. So I that was the starting point, actually, moving out those Eve planters and then deciding to create like a walkway or entryway into the other biome using those Eve planters, as well as the pennant, the like flag banner, and the light from the Cinderella that we got from Fairy Godmother. And that was kind of the focal point of the going into that area. I put tons of trees leading over in that area so that I could also junk pile behind the trees. We put the figment topiary over there as well. And then I knew I wanted to use rock rug in this to create a path. So here I'm just trying to figure out what I want that to look like. And then my thought was to line this path with as the planters. I started out just wanting to do like the edges, and then it turned into full-on flowers everywhere, which I'm not mad about. But here we're just adding some vine lamp in the background. You can barely see it in the photo, but it's a touch that I think is nice at night. If I were to leave this here, that I might leave that kind of trail, of course picking up all the other junk that I put down, of course. But I'm just starting out with like one of each of them on each side. So that was kind of the thought process as I was going along, to give it the difference of look is that it's repeated on the other side, kind of mirrored as much as possible. I was moving the house there to move the planter because it got stuck. That is something that in the patch notes that came out recently, they said that was a bug. So I'm very thankful that the planters will no longer get stuck and not be able to be moved. I was messing around with the circular planters in the middle there. Didn't like the way that it looked, so I ended up using those along the edges. Um, with the rectangular ones being the foreground and then those kind of being on an aside. For the majority of the photo, you can't see those. And then I used the little fountain that we got from the last star path, the stone bench that sparkles from Fairy Godmother, and then these little lamps that we got from the spring extravaganza event, and just use those to kind of be the focal point. I end up putting it like a square around the fountain in the middle, and I really like that aesthetic. Pulled in some of these cherry blossom trees, sakura trees that we got from the Turning Red. I always love to use beach grass, so I used beach and meadow grass, as well as the new pillows that we received from the Starlight, I believe, bundle, along with the Eternity Isle dividers, the floral dividers, and a well that was craftable, and that's pretty much it. And like I said, I just put a ton of different floral around, continue to go in and out of photo mode to try to make sure that it looked exactly the way that I wanted it to look. And this is basically the in shot, and then we ended up waiting for a Mickey Cloud to come by. I saw it at least at the beginning of the video. When I first started recording for this area, there was a Mickey Cloud passing, so I wanted to recreate that. So I waited and waited and waited. It passed me by because I didn't get the shot with the a smile on my face or the angle that I wanted, so that passed me by. A trick is to go in and out of your house to get a Mickey Cloud to reappear, so that's what I'm doing there. just trying to get another Mickey cloud that was hopefully not going to take a million years to come back around. So that's what we're doing. And in the meantime, I'm messing with my makeup. Just the little things, you know. So finding the exact placement of where I want to be while I'm waiting for the Mickey cloud to come around. I'm also fidgeting with the securities, as well as trying to figure out what exact animation that I would like for the lovebird to be in when I take the photo. So that's all I'm really doing here is just fidgeting, waiting for that to come back around. Um, at some point, I start messing with time of day, but realize that I love it the way that it looks, and I love the brightness. And I actually did not use a filter at all on my DreamSnap this week, which is surprising. It's something that I typically always do, especially for nighttime photos, but I end up getting this shot here. This cloud was taking so long. It was so annoying. But I love the vibrancy, and I love the fact that this is no filter and it's just natural beauty. And in a moment here, once that cloud scooches over a little bit more toward the center between those trees, we end up snapping a shot. And I absolutely love this photo. I did not think that I would love this week as much as I do. And that is it. So we had 129 out of 5 elegant tags and 205 out of 6 for the other, which is obscene. You definitely don't need to do that to place well, but I try to put as many as I can. So 205 out of 6 out of Wondrous. So we went ahead and submitted it and saved it, of course. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my process of how I created this stream snap, and I hope you guys like it. I can't wait to see what everybody came up with. I've seen a few things on Discords and the Dreamer portal, and I am absolutely in love with this theme. To me, it's the best one. I love all the florals. But that is pretty much it. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great rest of your night or day wherever you are. And I will see you then. Bye.